Hey, another early morning video, so I'm not sure how coherent or how precise I will be with my words, but I got a note from somebody on YouTube under my most recent video. Do you think all Christians are like this? Or are you generalizing? Remember, atheism is a lack of belief. Anti-theism is videos like this. And you wonder why some Christians say you are the enemy? Videos like this do exactly what you claim some Christians do to atheists. Think about it. You are the same, just the other side of the fence. Okay, well, a couple thoughts popped into my mind when I read this. First of all, I wrote him back. I am fighting against a poison in our society that almost destroyed my life. This video merely points out the very illogical things Christians do. An anti-theist, you say it like it's a bad thing. And yes, I am the enemy. So is Christopher Hitchens. Guess that puts me in very good company. So let me elaborate on that. Even the most mild, meek, peace-loving Christian will say to me that if I don't believe what they believe, I deserve to roast in hell forever. How is that person who says that to me peace-loving? How is that person who says that to me somebody who has a sense of morality? I don't see that as a nice person. I don't care how benign and what does he say exactly? He says, what did he do? Further down he says, your experience does not account for the billions of people who find peace, comfort, and spiritual fulfillment in their beliefs. Those people who find peace and comfort and fulfillment are supporting something that causes a great deal of damage to not only our society but the world. I'm not against those people. I was one of those people for over 35 years. I don't know if I can say that it was if I'd go back and do it again. I don't think that being deceived by something is a good thing. I think deception in the only kind, in my opinion, the only kind of good form of deception is when you say something to somebody to not hurt their feelings, to spare them pain. I don't particularly like the fact that I was lied to for 35 years. I don't particularly like the fact that I was living in, putting my faith and hope and all that in something that was a lie. I don't like the fact that I was manipulated to see only certain things in the Bible and not see other things in the Bible and walk around praising and worshiping something that condones things that I don't think are good, like child killing, sexism, bigotry, slavery, all the things that this God represents in the Bible. I'm sorry, but I am against that. And when I look at what the religion itself does to our society, I'm against that. I have lots of Christian friends. I am not an enemy of the person who is being deceived. I am an enemy of the lie. I am an enemy of the spreading of the lie. I am the enemy of people who think it's harmless to feed people lies that they will cling to for their entire lives, thinking, that it's real and true, and they'll give their money to it. And they'll give their time to it and their energy to it. And they'll start thinking that, this life is just really nothing because the next life is going to be so much better. So I'm just living to die because I cannot wait to die because I want to go to the next life. I think that's harmful. I think that's a harmful deception. I think walking around thinking that the planet is disposable because God's going to come along and make another planet is a very negative deception that causes human beings to show disregard for the planet and keeping the planet alive and healthy. I think it's a bad thing that people walk around thinking that human beings are superior to all other life, and we have priority over all other life. And if we need more space, we can just take it. And who gives a rat's ass about other life? Because God just put this other life here for our disposal. I think that mentality is a bad thing. I think the mentality that says that half the population of the planet of humans should be in subservience to the other half, or are less than the other half, or should be the property of their governments every time they become pregnant. That their rights, their right to happiness and their right to control their destiny and their right to plan their future suddenly is forfeit anytime they become pregnant. Religion is what drives, from my observation, more than anything else, what drives pro-life movements and what stands in the way of women's rights is religion. What stands in the way more than anything else of gay rights and gays being treated like equal human beings is religion. And in this country, that is more than anything else Christianity. Christopher Hitchens said that he was the enemy. For a while, I didn't really understand that. But then, one day I did. Because if I was back in the days when they were burning witches, and I saw some poor woman being burned alive at the stake, and I was one of the people standing in the crowd, I wouldn't be standing there going, this is just another example of why I'm not a Christian anymore. Right here, this is why I'm not a Christian anymore, because I don't believe in God. I think it's really bad that this woman is dying because, I don't believe in God. I would not be one of those people. I would be one of those people trying to fucking pull the woman out of the fire. I would be one of those people really, really pissed off and trying to stop the people who would do that to another human being. I would be one of those people trying to get whoever commanded such an action out of office, out of a job. I put out a petition to try to get the guy fired from his job, whoever came up with that, whoever was doing that to other people. I would be doing everything in my power to stop people from being burned alive. Yeah, I guess I am an anti-theist. I have nothing against Christians. But I look and see what it does to the world. I look and see what it does to our society. I look and see what it does to women who just want to be able to still have control of their lives when they get pregnant and they don't want to be, and it's an accident. There's a lot of pressure on women to have sex when they're young. There's a lot of pressure on women. There's the pressure that you need to have a boyfriend. There's the pressure that you're not anybody unless, you have a boyfriend or whatever. And then when you do have a boyfriend, there's a lot of pressure from that boyfriend to have sex. I know, because I had that pressure. When I was in high school, I had a boyfriend who had graduated a year before. I was a senior, and he had graduated in 1980, and we were together. We were, I was his girlfriend, and we would meet almost every single day, and he really badly wanted me to have sex with him. I went into Planned Parenthood to get birth control because I was contemplating this. And I was a Christian. And I knew that I shouldn't do this because, I'd been raised to believe that you shouldn't have sex before marriage. And so there I was in Planned Parenthood getting contraceptives, getting birth control, so that I could please my boyfriend, because I had a boyfriend. I had somebody who loved me. I was in a household that was toxic and abusive, and I hadn't really known, well, since my dad when I was 6 years old. It felt really great to have somebody who I thought loved me. And I didn't want to lose that. And I was willing to compromise my beliefs to keep this boyfriend. Needless to say, I never had to, because it wasn't even a couple days later that he told me that he was at a party and he allowed a girl to do something to him because I wasn't putting out and he needed to get it somehow. So I felt very betrayed and I dumped him. But the fact is, I had a lot of pressure from this person to the point where I was starting to cave. And all girls get that. And I am sure that there are guys that feel pressure. I think guys probably have pressure that you can't be a virgin and be a guy. It's probably even worse for guys in high school. Probably the expectation is you've got, Anyway, I think it's even less okay for a guy to be a virgin than a girl. So whatever. This is getting off track. I see nothing wrong with putting up videos that point out the illogic of Christianity and the harm that Christianity does. And I think this is how I feel. When I was a Christian, I didn't feel fired up about it. I never felt right about it. It never set right in me. It's like there's always little things in the back of my head that I tried really hard to ignore. Things that didn't sit right with me, that nagged at me, and I tried really hard to put them behind where I didn't have to see them because it was upsetting to me. I didn't want to put it out in front of me and look at it because I didn't want anything to threaten my belief system. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel that. I don't have nagging doubts. I feel like it's a good thing to fight against things that are wrong and things that cause harm. And I see Christianity in America. It's not a benign thing that has a live and let live policy. It is a thing that's in your face and telling people that they're abominations, and telling people that that they shouldn't have a right over their own body if they get pregnant. So yeah, I'm against it. I will fight against it. If that makes me the enemy to somebody, well then I'm sorry they feel that way. I'm not an enemy to any one person, but I am an enemy against a lie that causes harm to people's lives and to society. I'm sorry, but if I was a Christian and I went my whole life going to church and finding whatever peace and comfort, whatever, I'm still putting money in the thing. I'm still supporting something that supports something that causes harm. So anyway, that's my take on it. I don't care if somebody thinks that being an anti-theist is a bad is a bad thing. Oh well. I am an activist now because I finally really truly believe something, and I stand for something, and I believe that deception is wrong, and I believe that causing mentalities that cause harm is wrong, and that's what I'm against. And I don't want to keep repeating myself, which is what I feel like I'm starting to do, so I'm going to end this. If you've been watching, thanks. Bye.